and watching movies at home. That's what laser beams are being used for right now. It's reading and writing technology. We have them in our computers and in our devices at home. But we don't have the ability to shoot a photon. However, we do have stun guns. It's not exactly the same where you see this big burst of energy come out and someone collapses, but how many cop shows have we seen where someone shoots out those chargers that stuns someone? So
now they have the blinders.
So yeah, so I mean that technology is there,
yeah.
you know, it's coming up. But I think the real thing to take away from this is that a lot of the stuff that Gene Roddenberry and all of his creative team and scientists came up with in the 60s that then re-emerged in the 90s with the next generation, that's coming now. Someone tweeted the other day that in Back to the Future, where Doc is talking to Marty and he goes, I'm just going to set this to 25 years in the future. That day was 2 weeks ago. It was 2 weeks ago. Like, holy crap.
Wait, but that was the one where they show up?
No, that was the original one where he was just showing the time machine to Marty. And he was just entering in digits.
But they didn't actually go there.
No, they didn't actually go there.
I'm very curious to see if, like...
It was, he
remember
was
when Marty finally went into the future and everything was really weird? Like,
I think that's coming up in the next couple
was the man and his mom was like...
Skateboards without wheels.
Yeah.
That's in a couple of years. You know, so that sort of thing, that Hollywood totally missed the mark there. The food pill.
What year was that, though? Any idea?
When the movie was made?
We need somebody from the audience. No, when Back to the Future 2, I think, was the future.
That's right.
What year was that?
I think it was like 2020 or 2025 or something.
Right, because I'm curious, like, it'd be fun to have predictions on all this stuff, like when they're going to actually get it right.
Too fast for the video cam.
2015. That was Back to the Future 2.
So 5 years.
2015.
We're gonna have floating skateboards and people wearing those crazy silver headbands and those silver suits. And
remember the Jaws that comes down like the hologram?
That's 3D. That's 3D.
3D hologram.
But it's still 3D. We have 3D technology now.
Yeah, what about the hologram?
What about
we can do holograms.
What about the Domino's pizza? But where it wasn't the reheating of it, but it actually, you put in like a little frozen mini, and when you opened it up, it was like an enormous 20-inch pizza. Like, don't quite have that yet. But going back to this, I mean, a lot of the things that back then you may have seen, and just, you know, any science fiction film, you may have seen it and been like, whatever. But that technology is catching up to us. You know, there was a lot of the start of one of our products, Via Place, was, you know, we have this great idea, but the technology isn't quite there. Well, it's caught up to us. Location-based services, tapping into internet, GPS, all of that is now. You know, it's happening today. And so we're going to see, I think, in the next couple of years, and in fact, Morgan Stanley and Mashable already came out with the article that said in the next 5 years, there are going to be more people accessing the internet via a mobile device than they will a laptop or a desktop combined.
It's already that case in China.
It's already that
more
case.
people in China access the internet on mobile
than there are in people in America. 350 million people in China access the internet via a mobile device. That is more people than there are Americans living in this country. Total.
I'm so mystified that we haven't hit the J phone yet, which I went to Japan, I think 10 years ago now, and they had a cell phone that was this size called the J phone.
Oh, wow.
10 years ago.
Wow.
And we never got that small. Now, granted, we've gone towards smartphone. This was pre-smartphone. This was just, you know,
because that was just a communication device,
just a phone
for like
a
voice to talk.
Super tiny.
Whereas this, you're talking about a mini computer. It's a touch screen.
Right.
You know, you can see stuff. You can watch.
Eventually,
movies.
they'll have like you'll be able to project, or it'll do a hologram or something to give you a better,
actually.
bigger
This could be a new talk, but M3 just came out with a portable projector. It looks like one of those voice
M3
recorders.
Or 3M or
3M. Sorry.
Okay.
3M came out with a device that looks like
3M, the company that makes tape.
Yeah. They came out with a device that looks like a voice recorder, like one of those voice recorders, but you can save presentations to it. It comes with like a 2 or 4 gig hard drive, so you can pull up a Word doc and display it on a wall. You can pull up a PowerPoint, display it, pull up a video. It's got sound. That's another week or another month's topic, but that I just saw that 2 or 3 days ago.
Well, you know, that's kind of like in Star Wars Princess Leia.
Layer.
A little Freudian slip there.
Augmented Leia.
Flash, help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Right? When R2-D2 is projecting out the screen of Leia. I guess that's ultimately, though, it was like a 3D image. It wasn't 2D on a wall, but it's not far off.
No.
Yeah.
No, well, I mean, one last thing. Who's your favorite author? The guy that we saw in Las Vegas?
Hawking's.
No.
I didn't mean that.
No, you did.
Ray Kurzweil.
Right, thank you, Ray Kurzweil. Stephen Hawkins.
No, they're one of the same.
No, sorry, yes, Ray Kurzweil. We love that guy. The whole Singularity is near. You know, I'm sure you guys have heard of that that book, but that author, we got to see him in Las Vegas at NAB, and he's given this talk before, and I think it's on NAB, but he mentioned the fact that he is one of the only, and he's a huge technologist, one of the most forward-thinking people in the world. And he said he was one of the first technologists that came out with a hologram of himself to be able to give a presentation to.
Mona, I think.
Where they basically put the stage up. They've got plants and a coffee table and stuff behind them. They take a picture of it, they send it to him, they analyze it, and then they take that background and then put his image over top of it, and then somehow display just him so that the audience sees just him moving, but I think it's like the full display background. But one of the first to do a true
it was Mona and it's a she, but yeah, absolutely, it was a hologram.
I thought that was different. I thought he actually gave a presentation as a hologram.
I think he did, but I think he did it as a female named Mona.
But isn't that the robot that the Al Pacino movie was Simone? Simone was the Al Pacino movie.
Right. Well,
I thought that
similar,
was,
which is kind of based
no,
off.
No. I thought that was based off of Ray Kurzweil. I thought that character was.
We have a comment. The Poke to Flash laser gun does exist in Navy rail gunshot through 3 feet. Shoots through 3 feet.
We got Poke
All right,
Flash
Bill Spencer, what's up, brother?
So a laser gun does exist. Shooting through 3 feet of steel.
Okay, but not when you're talking about like a photon gun that shoots at somebody else that disintegrates them. In that sense.
Yeah.
In that sense. All right, but yes, Bill is our. Well, maybe I will. Yeah,
he's our DoD.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's our resident military expert on those things, but.
So it's a live one.
I'm wrong. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was Mona. I'm not finding it on the internet.
No, yeah.
Okay, Ramona. I said Mona. I guess.
Yes.
Yeah. Ramona. Okay.
It's Ramona.
So fair enough. Yeah.
We're pulling up the video now. YouTube Ray Kurzweil as a woman. Ray, we love you, brother. I doubt you're ever going to see this in your life, but if you happen to do see it, we met you in Vegas and think you're a stand-up guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fragments of arcane symbol.
I
think I'm gonna pause that one.
Wow.
All right, we're gonna wrap things up. But at any rate, so yeah, it's not so much what movies. I think the Wired magazine was not what movies got right and wrong, but it's how technology has caught up to us and what things could actually happen in the near future or in the distant future. My point is that a lot of what Star Trek said in the 60s is actually reality 50 years later. We're seeing a lot of that stuff now, and even more so with technology as far as the pads, the tablets, connectivity to a centralized database of information, i.e. Al Gore's the internet. We are able to reach and learn a lot more and have access to that information than we ever did before. And so a lot of the things that are in the next generation are really coming to fruition now. But even that vision 50 years ago, we're seeing a lot of that stuff now in maybe a different format. And I think it's really, really fascinating and interesting, even if you're not a Trekkie. Even if you're not a Trekkie, I think you should just check out some things. Check out a Next Generation episode or even an original series. And just see what things they come up with. And it's like, wait a minute. That is so similar to this. Or just think about that stuff. Expand your mind. Research it. Really get involved.
So you got I didn't mean to cut you off.
Well, no. We got something from the chat room.
Yeah, we got a shout out, Brett, web and media designer at UMBC, giving a little shout out, and we have a question from the Twitter sphere.
All right, what's up, Brett? How's it going?
The question is from Corbett 3000.
Hey, Peter Corbett!
Great.
What would it take to get all you super smart Baltimore Tech folks to move to DC? That's the question.
You got office space, brother? Because we're